impossible to have the best rapper?
On an objective sense, but not everybody can be in that argument. Only certain people can be in that argument at any given time. Now, there is another aspect. The second one is when you look at influence and dominance, and then you add this thing of skill, at any given time, you can possibly say who's the best rapper. At one point in time, now it be Biggie. At one point, it be Pac. At one point, it was Jay. At one point, it was Lil Wayne. At one point, like maybe last year, 2 years, it was somewhere between a J. Cole or Kendrick, because you're adding influence. Like at that point, you're adding their influence and their skill together. So it's not just sales. So no matter if Soulja Boy were to be selling the most, even a Cole, Kendrick not selling as much would still be in that conversation without them. So when you look at that, then you fit to say at given moments in time, you can look at different years. I even read some article a couple of years ago where they looked at different years and they said, look, in these different years, these were the best rappers. If you look at Ghana, there were years in which you can say it was Bravo, the best rapper. There were years that you can say it was Kwade. There was years that you can come to you. Like different, you look at different times, and based on influence and everything that was going on at skill level, you can say that, okay, then you can say that about that year. But as in forever, ever there, or like generally in the end. Because look, the top tier MCs always feel they are the best rapper.
But they like your Wi-Fi. If I check your Wi-Fi, because okay. So, in a way, I get what you just say. Yeah.
Go on.
No, I get them. Just I think as I grow, my thoughts on this best rapper thing has been changing, because as I was young, what I based that on is different. As you grow, you just get to realize that the person where you yourself they see say you really the rap where somebody hear in voice said there's something they do. You see I'm like the most wackest like artist ever. So then I go like, okay, or let's base it on numbers, right? Until say be and focus it, we in the idea there, then we go with that. But I don't know if that's fair enough, because no matter what, still somebody they feel say be like the way that I like somebody who know they like give me a reason where I kind of felt it. Like they go tell you why they listen to them. It don't be say that they hate, they just know why they listen to them. They can't relate to the stuff they talk about, because me I listen because of the pen game and then the technical bit of it. But the person is used to listening to some stories where the things where they talk about, they care. So they even make them attractive to even listen to what he has to offer. So that be just general thoughts where I won't hear from you. But yeah, I get your point too. You get question?
Yeah, so now I will take question from one of the comments. So guys, you can ask questions. We will both take one question before we ask our final questions to each other. We will take question. So guys, ask question. Yeah. Question. Whether it's about brown paper bag, whether it's about
somebody say who. I think what the person is trying to say.
Okay, this is a good question.
Female rapper in Africa.
Okay, that's a good question too. Hey, any questions? Never awesome. The last time me myself now they try to find out who people they feel say be the hardest female rapper. But Eno has made a come up. Ghana lied there. Eno has made a serious come up.
Yeah, man. Eno is dope.
Yeah, she's made a serious come up.
Eno is seriously on point.
I not gonna lie, I will tell you the story. The first time I hear now it be DJ Black, Joy FM, we go there. And she did that, she not be like loud or anything on. And then she started to rap. I say, yeah, hey Black, you don't want me say some killer like that. Yeah. Hello? You see, Sark, this one be your internet. They word you. You freeze. Waiting for you to come back, bro.
I'm out. You did hear me now?
Okay, you're back. Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah,
the line they break. Wow.
No, it be you, your line. People tell you, they read for them. People say it be you.
Yeah,
it be you. Okay, so I'll answer. I think we can both answer one question because you kind of addressed it on Twitter. They said somebody asked a question about basically how do we feel when we put out something like this, which should be about the message and that the fans are comparing. And and I think you kind of answered that on Twitter already. Like, yo, Charlie, sometimes it's not every time that's it. What I'll say, what I go add to that for people is that, listen, when you are rapping with people on the top tier, everybody's going to come hard. So at some point, if it's about something, you're not going to worry about whether somebody's slack. It will just be a matter of getting to the point of the matter. But it'll be more about the contribution and the competition at that point. Unless somebody's seriously slack and you say, this person, why I know here what the song be about.
Yeah, that would be true. Yeah, but I think you can't blame the fans. Normally, what I do is I don't try to blame the fans, even when they are wrong. So a lot of artists I've had, I haven't had an issue with, but I think they've had issues with me because they feel the fans are, the way the fans to go at them, the way they like. But
no,
the funny thing to say, I know you can relate. No, you see, that's what people don't know. Like anytime I come online, there are other fan base who they hate at me, but I understand it. You get it, because it's just what it is. Because I don't give the energy back to me. People feel like me do be me fans say yanko for, but you can't be a yan or Ghana pa obi answer me. Like you can't be a say yano, like they really go at the person. Nobody comes close to me. Like they really insult me like left and right. But I understand that this is the industry that we're in. We've built this whole fan base thing. You can't run away from that. Obi will hold feel obi. Obi will go feel you, but so now fellas say M.anifest. No person yeah okay can So that one I need to understand and get that state of mind. So the fans there, you can't really control how they feel because you don't want to interfere in what they're doing, because I understand what they're doing. It comes out of love, even if it's wrong. The bottom line is that they really love you. So I just let them be. But sometimes, in a new way, particularly, and I have to let them know, say, the message is too strong for us to be playing, that game. So let's drop it for a second. We pretty much we can do another song. But this message, especially in these times, this is very serious that we have to take serious. So yeah.
Yeah, no, Vim, no, you do. Okay, one more question from you guys out there. Questions be a movie sounding the man, and Santi Munjai. More.
I don't know them.
Wow, name that. I'm gonna be some questions. I'm gonna your comments. Stoneboy and Shatawale, who would you feel? Okay, Uncle on. Sarkodie is the most hated, but also the most liked. But you people ask question. Be a move for some of your comments and hey, go for her dream. You see some of the things that they see. Look, but you see the thing.
I did see some things.
I think it's good. People have to know that the game is the game. So however they want to have fun with it, that's fine. We spend our time creating the art. So, if they do what they do with it, that's all part of it. No harm, no foul. It's all good. Okay. Let me whilst I'm waiting for questions from them, make I ask you a question, and then that will be my last question for you. Okay, let me think about this. Let's see. Okay, so if there was one thing that you could change about Ghana, just one though. So right now, you get the God give you like, yo, my son, snap at the finger. You ask me this what do you call it, request to change one thing for Ghana. I'll change just one thing, please. You can't say two, just one. It's like genie in the bottle business. What would be the one thing you would change?
The line break. You say what I would change?
What would you change if you had only,
the line break? What?
Okay, if you had just one request you could make to higher power to make a change in Ghana, what would be the one request you would make to change what?
Okay, yeah, I got that. So I think one thing that has been is at this point I'll be some question where because this same question it changed over the years, because when I used to do this, political songs, and I was talking about certain things that was happening in that particular year or that particular point in time. But into Obi Cracker said they think I am MPP because I'm not talking about what MPP is doing or whatever. But I think my main reason is because as I'm a car under NDC, it was for all the parties, right? Like anybody that comes on, like Diomo. And for me to go to the studio and say the same thing again, you know how creativity is. It's like because my shutdown was on the trouser, it has to hit me. At this point, this song that we just did is literally my state of mind. So I would wish, these high powers start taking back their pride, or more, their integrity should be like a top priority. Said they want to protect that, and then the love for the people to survive. At their back the person work with team so that it can affect any decisions that they want to make. A chrono, decision is concerned, or chrono year, the development of the country is concerned. I think that pride in as people, this I can't say but just to put it in a nutshell, the idea of having this pride as leaders that your top priority is just protecting your people. It would affect every decision that you make, the people that you put in power. Anybody who is not in to protect the people is not supposed to come around you. So you are high power, and I say decision here to protect your people. It affects every decision that you make. That's to the people that you want to choose to, run the country with you. Obi a onim say the subanye bia de obe mabe you be piska obe ya de mayaboka obe ja e kametri mano. You just have to get rid of those people. So I think I would like to change their mindset and move it from coming into power and trying to gain, personal wealth and just but just serve the country. And just your top priority should be that the country engineer your power back. People have to come to us to ask for stuff so that we can be respected when we go out there. That would be like my top idea.
So that's like correct leadership at every level.
Exactly. Like, let me say, my family and to say, Sisi amene wo manifest. Se me no, mambobra na me bobo nkofo bosia. Na se me deka na enu huntino ya betchimi akotum me giska so anama kodi ya betchimi atum, and then my daughter will have to pay for that when she goes up, which she had, onyo one so me say me fa dem bra wi ase, and I made the naba and I'm believe this burden on her. And now on I'm honest, the papa at the prison and I say I'm broke or anything, she's an easy target because with they can get away with anything that they do with Titi because nobody will fight for her. On the other hand, when you manifest, it's to me, that's what told you out. About investments, hold you onto your grounds. Nobody came to your family to invade, trying to like buy you out or pay you anything. Now keep your integrity, keep your power, your pride. Your child grows up having that confidence. Say, me don't say come here. Why wouldn't if you am fee? You can't just mess with me. Me papa no boy brand to me, papa jamen dan to me jamen ni mon cash and me. What I say, papa you say, into no to me chairman. That's basically what I'm talking about. If our decision is based on data, it's long term. It takes a lot of self pride and adding because you have to say no to a lot of things, but it's for the bigger picture. You get it? So I just want them to build that confidence. Say you are sitting on something, even though you have not seen it. There are stuff that I saw that I was going to get without somebody getting it for me before I even got it, because I had that belief. So it affected every decision that I made from day one. So I want our leaders. This is a small example. When I took the family, it goes even in the music industry, dealing with labels. I know you know about these things. People going in for, the brown paper bag, and then later on losing everything. We know a lot of legends that at this point, not even in Ghana, even in the States, now Nim Crampo said they signed everything away and they don't have no cash at this point, and they almost ball in their time, but then generation wasn't able to benefit anything from that. And that's what the leadership I'm talking about, it has to change with our leaders.
Facts. Okay, so you get last question to me, and then we'll take one question from the fans.
Yeah, some of it was around the same thing that you just asked. I would also want to see your opinion on how specifically politics is being done in Africa. Let's take Ghana, because we are in Ghana. how are politicians near politics, what do you think? Or are you okay with it, or you think some things should change?
Well, I think first and foremost, our biggest problem is adopting a democracy that is not ours and that doesn't work for us. Even in America, one of the most successful countries economically, there's a lot of people struggling. It's
True.
a lot of people there. Laws and everything are made for people who make the most money from taxes, etc. So as countries we are trying to develop to a certain degree, and we are adopting that same system that is not even working for them perfectly. I think that is our first problem, right? So
yeah,
I'll give you an example of why that be a problem. In Europe and America, politicians don't go, generally, I'm not saying everybody, they don't go into office to make money in office, even though they might go into office because later on they'll make money from the clout that they will get from being in office. But
True.
the idea that who do officer, that be where you enrich yourself, it's not even there fundamentally. Yes, and there's a lot of crooked politicians all over the world, but they think that, okay, when I get into politics, establish links, lobby for big companies near the intimidate, you free office, and then they may use it. Like, who your president or America or other places are, when you say you can go and speak for like that, hundreds of thousands, every time you speak for hundreds of thousands of dollars. So,
True.
and yeah, about whilst you're in office and all of that, that in itself is because of where they are in a sense. So I think we have adopted the democracy in a way that is going to be difficult for us to, unless we have, the Nkrumah kind of thing. I reference Nkrumah a lot, because Charlie, on the real day, we have to be real about it. And yes, we're founding father take care. And just in terms of ideology, then I dream on they buy everything. Can you imagine as an Nzima man? And the Ghana and Kayebeka, tribally there, and this party, Ashanti, this party ever. But even the fact that trying to manage those things early, it took a lot of nyansa, sense, and movement. So, if we can adopt, if we can really go back to the drawing board and really think of structures, because structures, if you have great structures, it will always over the people who are crooked and stuff, right? A great structures will help with accountability. So, because I know they trust people, because I didn't know, and say I will be able to say, the thing is poor already, so make I get mine. But if you put, if structurally, look, a few years ago we discovered our judiciary. The work we discovered that, and now do documentary where we discover, say, Charlie, people they use goods and things bribe, like a place where you felt like when things were wrong, you could go and seek, refuge. So for me, it's the structures. When we of course, people make structures, but structures can keep people accountable, and it can also give power. It can. Your friend say it changes the balance of power. You understand? Because it changes the balance of power so that. America, they say something like a whistleblower, so that somebody who might just be a civil servant can be able to topple a government when they know that the government is messing up.
True.
So anyway, for me, that's what it is. Yeah, that'd be So guys, you get one more question.
Yeah, these things there. If you get into you go talk. I know. Say, I know. Say, from looking at you from far, this thing could be something with your heart up. Like me, if I start talking these things, I will start go. Or this thing, if we meet for somewhere, they will just discuss. Because if you won't do it for you, we'll get problem tomorrow.
One day we go do like video podcast or something.
Yes.
Yeah, no,
Any other question from here?
Yeah, we'll take a question from there. We'll round it up, man. Yeah, you choose the question this time. Whilst you're choosing, I'll answer one question somebody asked. They said the song we did was about emancipation. What are our views on religion? I believe in spirituality. I believe in anything that will help better people as people. But you know, I did say in the song that religion is a prison and we dying to be living, because a lot of times religion is used against people, not for people. Like some of the people who they talk of Martin Luther, Malcolm, they're all religious people, but they didn't use religion to oppress.
And that's the funny thing that people don't understand. When religion comes in, it's like people freak out. Like my mom will hear certain lines and go like, "Hey, see, I'm about to why before or something," you know. You know, because the old people. That's the thing. That's the biggest problem, because we were born in that state where you can't even question anything, which for a long time you feel like something is wrong, but you can't talk about it because of the backlash that you get. And even from your own people, they will freak out. Like the statement doesn't even make sense to them. Why would you even say that? You know? And I think, as I said, religion, I'm a spiritual person. I'm a religious person. I use Christianity in a different way compared to what other people want to use it for. Now, you have seen what, you know, the expose that's going on for these pastors. They are using the same Bible, but look at what they're doing with it. For me, my understanding of Christianity is way different. And that's why I'm open to have conversation with different people to get to understand where they're coming from. I've had conversations with a lot of people who are in tech, who are creating big innovations. And I had conversations with them. I'm talking about, also, be a Jamal Ferrari is different. But if I call Ferrari, it's not the same as the people who are working there. And those people, we have some of them close to us talking about Safo Kantanka. You know, I sat with him, had an interesting conversation. And I was just pushing him, trying to get to the last end of where the thought came from, right? To me, calm, say, because Mikono was it looked like an incubator or something. Oh, they leaf, any leaf biatuma, it will tell you what the leaf is and what it does. And I was like, so and then they will give you, and I've spoken to people who learned, you know, they give codes or anyway and or the combine anyway, but school, I don't back again. Bisa do end now or when it gets to like the last layer, I catch us how they mean to mean control, you know. And obviously we just know that these things are all these things is something that's happening. Tap into, because there's a lot of people creating stuff here, but you need builders our confidence in ourselves to be able because they use that same thing, you know, to, you know, downplay all these great people who can really help Africa. So moving forward, we should be whatever we want to be into. You know, you could be a Christian or whatever, but the truth is the truth. You have to face the truth as it is.
Charlie, that is a good place to end. You talk that thing. The truth is the truth.
I know. Anna, you see, I'm about to link here. Why?
We go link up.
God bless you, bro.
Charlie.